beautiful people, and welcome to the spooky season. I love Halloween. It's so much fun. Just such a great opportunity to dress up and pretend to be someone else for a night. And of course, there's the candy. So tonight we're going to be doing something that I'm kind of excited about. I have some resin molds here that are pretty fun. This one is an apple-shaped container. And so we're going to make a poisoned apple. And then I also have a pumpkin. So I have some colors mixed up, and I'm going to show you what they are real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get ready to use this. I am using art resin tonight, which you can get all over the place. You can also get it at fluid-art.co from the folks at Fluid Art Co. The first color we're going to be using for part of the poisoned apple is Grenache, and it's an absolute gorgeous Piggy. It's seriously beautiful stuff. I don't know if you can get all the way. I only need a tiny bit for this, so I haven't mixed up very much, but it's such a beautiful sparkle shimmery color. It's going to be awesome. So that's Grenache. I also have some emerald here that I have mixed with the tiniest bit of King of Payne, and it's given us this really gorgeous green sparkly color, and this is what we're going to use for our poison apple. Very excited about this. I love Piggies in resin. It's probably my favorite way to use them because I feel like you see the colors better than in any other application. This little beauty here is Benevolence, and this one this is probably why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to see what this color looked like in resin, and it's just amazing. So we're gonna get started because we haven't got a whole lot of working time here. Just real quick, I have some baby wipes on hand. I have some isopropyl alcohol on hand. I have lots of paper towels. I also have a heat gun here, which is awesome because we can literally use it to pop bubbles. Let me show you real quick. Pop the bubbles in the resin, which is awesome. And I'm actually okay if there are some bubbles in this. I'm not looking for perfection here. I just want to do this because I think it's really fun. So we're actually going to start with the poison apple, and we're going to start with the top of the apple and with the little leaves. So this is what I'm going to use the Grenache for, and I'm just going to take some on my stick and hopefully not make a mess and try and get it in that little itty bitty tiny center part, and I might wipe out the other part if it gets in there. I hope I can do this. I hope it gets down in there. Kind of push it in there a little bit. I don't know if it's going in there or not all the way. No, maybe not. Let's try that again. Push it down in there, and then I'm going to wipe off the top. I just want those leaves to be this color. There's this big part that it's not going down into. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Use the. Push this in a little. Scoop this out and put it back in the cup. And then I'm going to clean that out. So I'm just going to take a paper towel with some isopropyl alcohol on it. And I'm going to wipe this off on the inside because I don't want the Grenache on the inside of the mold. I just want it right there where those leaves are. Alcohol and baby wipes are definitely your friend whenever you're using resin. Otherwise you can end up with something very sticky that you don't want. Okay.
Under that lip.
Alright, that's pretty good. Such an amazing color too. I hope it shows up. I think it's in there pretty good. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to take some of our green. Actually, I'm going to do this part first, and then we'll pour the rest of that in there because we might need to mix up a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to pour a little bit more resin in here right now because I think we're going to need more than this. So this is just clear that I had mixed up already. And using Piggies with resin is so easy. You literally just add the resin to the, add the Piggies to the resin, and it's all good. That's it. That's all you need. Okay. So that's pretty good. Put that over there. Okay, we're gonna start pouring this one. Are you ready, husband of awesomeness?
Yes, my love.
Okay. So from my previous calculations, I should need about 4 or 5 ounces of resin. And I just watched my friend Taneva Baker actually show me a really, really cool way to measure how much resin you're going to need, because the mold makers don't feel like it's necessary to put the measurement on there. So she suggested pouring isopropyl alcohol in the mold and then pouring that into a measuring cup, which is what I did. Which is pretty cool. So we're just going nice and slow.
What if you just used water?
Well, then you wouldn't know that it would all evaporate and all be out of there, and you don't really want water in your resin. Whereas alcohol will evaporate fast. So this is pretty good. Almost there. I'm going to just stop for a second and let that catch up, and then we'll pour more. Okay. You don't want to overfill your molds. Okay. That looks pretty good. We're going to let that level out, and we're going to pour this part now. Gosh, I think there's enough in there. I'm going to pour a little more of this in there to make sure that I have enough to fill that part too. It's actually pretty cold right now. It's not the best climate to be working with resin in. Probably would have been better if I'd done this during the daytime, but life gets lifey sometimes. Okay, we're just going to stir that. That's fine. Okay. Alright. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to pour this part. Oop. Let's get the spot off right there. You get up. Ready, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Nice and slow. So this is a jar and has a lid. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to hit both of these with the heat gun again in a minute. Just put a little tiny bit more in this one. We'll use it all up, right? You just don't want to overfill the mold. That's the only thing you want to be careful. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to take the heat gun. All right. So that's our poison apple done. Once you fill your molds, I highly recommend you leave them where they are, because moving them around like I'm doing right now is an opportunity for them to get unlevel and spill and mess up your table. So, okay, so we did the poison apple. Now we're going to do the pumpkin in our beautiful Benevolence. Actually, what I wanted to do with the lid for this one is just take whatever's left in here and just put it in this stem in the center. So it'll have a green stem, and then the rest will be Benevolence. Okay, that's good. All right, here we go with our Benevolence now. So this is the color that this little Piggy Pigments has created for, specifically and exclusively for our Hurricane Relief fundraising collaboration. That there have been let's see, 2 or 3 Sundays and 2 or 3 Tuesdays. And our auction with all of the artists' pieces, the 40 artists that have created pieces, is all going to be auctioned off on November 3rd at 1 p.m. on Nate Bright Arts channel. And you will have a chance to bid on all of the beautiful art that you have seen created on YouTube. There are playlists. My video is on my channel, and I have the links to all of the playlists from the 3 days that have happened so far, and I will add the last day on there also. We have one more day of videos to watch, and then we're gonna have our auction. Okay, so that's really cool. So this still needs a lot more. I'm gonna use probably that other cup entirely also. Okay. Let's just pop some of those bubbles real quick. You can also use a little tiny spray bottle of alcohol, helps a lot with popping bubbles. You can torch it, but be careful. Heat gun, less likely to cause anything to catch on fire. I think this is going to be really cool looking in this color. I just hope that I've mixed up the right amount of resin. So I mixed up a little bit more of the Benevolence and some resin, and we're going to finish filling this one up. Ready, darling?
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go. Resist the urge to pour this quickly, because you'll make more bubbles. So just go nice and slow.
Looks like a hell of a ribbon pour.
This is going to be beautiful. That's about the end of that cup. We've got one more over here standing by. We don't need much with this one now. We're almost there.
You'd be surprised. I bet you use the whole thing.
I don't think so. Okay. All right. So there's our pumpkin and our poison apple. I'm going to hit these both with the heat gun one more time. I'm going to go around the sides of them too. Cool. All right, so before I finish off with this and don't touch it anymore, I am just going to go around the sides and just kind of poke it to make sure that the resin is touching everywhere and help release any more air bubbles. And I will probably hit these with the heat gun 1 or 2 more times at least before I completely walk. Wow, that looks so cool. Non-Newtonian fluid.
Yep.
Okay, this one I made sure that it's all around the rim underneath. And that one looks good too. Okay, so we've got our pumpkin in Benevolence, and we've got our poisoned apple in Emerald, and a little bit of King of Payne, and a little bit of Grenache. And I will take them out tomorrow and unmold them with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back when they're dry.